It's an old saying that fences make good neighbors, but you might already know that fences protect your stuff too. There's a fellow YouTuber, his name's Jeff, over at the Dirt Ranch, and he's going through a series of videos on how he's putting up his fence around his property. Somebody came in and took his quad, so encourage you to go over there and check it out. Here's a fence that we have here along the north side of the property, and it's rather low. We weren't here very long, and a coyote had jumped over that. So this is why we're in the process, and you've been following along to where we're doing some fence work, and this is some of that pipe that Era Energy donated. And I want to talk to you a little bit about how Esau should have put up some fences. It wasn't very smart in a certain situation. He had come in from the field, and he was extremely hungry, and his twin brother had some pottage, and his twin brother set him up that he might trade that pottage for his birthright. Well, he might have been hungry, and he might have been famished, and he might have been starved, but he should have never took that pottage. My mind just really reels when I think about the condition that our country could be in this next year. And I want to tell you that good fences, good boundaries are going to be really important. We all need to decide what those boundaries are. And you may not realize, but if you let it in, the destruction that could happen is amazing. If that coyote would have got in here, he would have come in and he would have destroyed all my chickens, that's for sure. He could have came after my dogs. I got a little Chihuahua. He could have came after him. He could have got my Australian Shepherd, because he doesn't know that if a pack of them come in, he can't stand up against them. The devastation could be terrible, and then he could get a run on the horses, and a horse could break its leg. It could be bad. Same was with Esau. The same could be with our country. We got to think about this. This thing played out to where what happened with that pottage ultimately ended up with the blessing at the end. This is just a disturbing story when you look at it. Esau is betrayed by his wife and his son. And I can't imagine the bitterness that he must have experienced here at the end of his life when he realized what had actually happened. Rebecca had brought in her favorite, Jacob. He was very different from Esau. Esau had very hairy hands, and so they created a disguise to where it would look like it was Esau. It would sound somewhat like Esau, but Isaac knew there was something awry. They fixed a meal for him. It was supposed to be venison, but it was a goat. More deception. Esau was out getting the venison, and this whole blessing took place. It was absolutely horrible. And so, boundaries in our lives. What would have happened if Esau would have determined that he was going to protect his God-given position as the firstborn, and that no matter what was going to happen with that meal that day, he was going to trust God in the whole thing, and he was going to do what was right, looking down the line to see what was going to happen. This is in our personal lives, this is in our families, this is in our communities, this is in our countries. We need to look to our personal lives. If there's any young people listening here, I want to tell you that the decisions that you make early on in life will affect you your whole life. There's an age that about 5 years, all the decisions that you make kind of set the direction of your life. Can it change later on? Yes, it can. Is it hard? Yes, it is. But what if you make those decisions and you make them right early on? Man, it's amazing. If this fence would have been erected at a decent height, that coyote would have never got in. proper boundaries early on and protect our soul. Proverbs talks about guarding your heart, for out of it are the issues of life. And this is what you do when you're really young. What about when you get older? Absolutely. You can get super lax. At my age, I could get very lax about a lot of things. I need to stay vigilant. Because what's happening right now? Well, I've got grandchildren. And so that is very important for the next generation. There are young people that need to be mentored. There are people that need to hear what I have learned in life. I got to be vigilant about what I do. And I can't let my copious free time be a low fence in my life. And it's extremely tempting to do that. What about a community? Boy, we got to really pay attention. A lot of people don't. They let elected officials come in. There's all kinds of compromise, school board members, everything. We need to be involved. We need to be involved in the parent-teacher associations. We need to be involved in the things our kids are doing. And I mean more than just a soccer mom. We have got to be involved in the integral parts of their lives. What about our state? Boy, you know the state that the state of our state, it's a mess. And we need to be involved in those sorts of things. Also, our country. I hope that you're in prayer for our country right now. We definitely need strong borders. There are things that have gotten into our country and created a mess. So, I want you to take a look at the situation here in the devotional today. There in Genesis 27, I want you to see the situation that Isaac is in and how that boundary that his son did not have encroached into the decision that he was about to make in that blessing, and how it ended up affecting the end of his life. I want you to really consider these things. Also, go take a look at what Jeff's got going on over at the Dirt Ranch. May God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. We'll see you later.